What's good, y'all? Welcome to an episode of the Gintv podcast. As always, your boy Eazy.
And your boy A1DasauceGod.
And before we start, we do always appreciate if y'all do like, subscribe, comment, you know what I'm saying? Just keep showing us love. It means a lot to us. But on today's episode, we gotta talk about it, right? we gotta talk about the man behind
it. We gotta talk the man.
We gotta talk about the slap heard around the world.
Yeah.
So you thought it was fake?
Yeah, I think.
You still think the slap was fake?
I think it was staged. You know,
really.
I think what's kind of changing my perception of it is the way he yelled at the end. It definitely felt heartfelt. You know, it felt like he really said that shit in the end.
Keep my fucking wife's name
out your mouth. Yeah, that shit, and also kind of like the backlash he's getting from the Oscars. I think it was definitely it's seeming more real, but the initial hit, it didn't seem real to me.
Yo, I think it was so real that it became surreal.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like in your head, there's just like, yo, this is so outrageous that it can't be real.
Right.
Like, this kind of shit doesn't happen on this stage.
Right.
It happens down the street from where I live at. Like, you know what I mean?
The shit we see on the normal, you know?
Yeah, it happens to the bars I go to.
Right.
But not at the fucking Oscars.
Right.
And not with celebrities of that stature.
Mm-hmm.
Like, these weren't like some C-list people, right? Like,
yeah.
Will Smith is arguably like one of the biggest actors ever.
Right.
And just all around celebrity. Like,
absolutely.
Like, just a well-liked guy. And Chris Rock is like a fucking, I mean, he's a comedy legend. He's kind of turned into like Adam Sandler's like little bitch.
Oh, really? You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Why is that?
I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like Chris Rock kind of like is just hooked up with Adam Sandler. And like now it's like, yo, you move when I tell you to move.
That's
like,
crazy.
You make a movie when I allow it, Chris. All
That's
right?
out of control. To that nature.
I just feel like, yo, I'm a big Chris Rock fan, right?
Okay.
Like I watch a lot of comedy specials. Like I'm saying, that's just my thing. So I grew up, you know, watching a lot of Chris Rock's like comedy specials, and like there's some hardcore shit. You feel me? They're not like these mild jokes like that you hear from him now. Like I'm saying, like the dude's in Grown Ups too. You know what I'm saying? Like Grown Ups 1. Like he's doing like these PG-13 movies. Like, bro, I grew up watching Chris Rock, you know, fucking smoking crack in New Jack City. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I knew Chris Rock when he had fucked up teeth.
Yeah.
So this Chris Rock to me is like the guy that's like just trying to like save face. You know what I'm saying? Like he's a chill guy.
Well, I think he's kind of like adjusting to the times now. You know, like people can't really be themselves, and everyone kind of has to be a filtered version of themselves. So like, you can't really tell the same jokes that we have. We have to be more palatable. We have to show face to like make ourselves more approachable, but more so just digestible from most people.
See, I agree and disagree with that because I feel like, all right, there's still certain comedians that get the pass, right?
But are they big comedians? Like, are they?
I mean, I would say Dave Chappelle's the biggest one that's done it. Like, and he's.
But even then, you don't think he's like he's turned it down a bit? Like he says how he feels, but
he turned it up.
Really? You think so?
Oh, if you watch his specials, like I don't want to get too deep into like the LBG, whatever, right? That community, but like he's like the only one that's like really spoke out against them, right? Because most comedians know that like, yo, this is a no. You feel me? Like if I talk about these people, like I'm really liable to get canceled, like out of the fucking earth. Like, but do you think Dave Chappelle like has gone against like the grain?
Do you think he's the Dave Chappelle of like 20 years ago?
Yeah, I think I would say he's definitely evolved. Like I feel like he's not just a comic anymore. He's more of an artist.
Right.
But like his jokes have not been like, yo, he didn't change, yo. Like I feel like if his jokes did change, it wasn't because of like the sources, like outside sources, like pressuring him.
Okay.
It changed because it was on his terms. You feel me? Like I don't think he's scared to make any joke.
I think so here's my thing. I don't, in terms of Dave Chappelle, I don't think he's, he hasn't conformed the way like everyone else has. Kevin Hart. He hasn't really conformed to that nature, but I think he is definitely shifting the way his delivery is. Like, I think like, you know, back then he was kind of raw, uncut. He would say jokes that was just like kind of off the cuff, but those were different times, you know, like those are the times where a joke can be a joke. We were making jokes about 9/11 shortly after that. Like every Indian person or every Middle Eastern person was a fucking terrorist at that point.
See, but I think what you're talking about, his comedy just evolved.
Okay.
But I don't. His like giving a fuck has not.
Right.
I feel like the way he just presents his jokes is a little different.
Yeah.
Which I think is normal for like any profession. Like you're gonna change certain things, right? Like you said, the delivery.
Yeah.
But I think his offense factor is still there, just as strong.
I think we just got more sensitive, so we think it's there. We think it's more, but I don't know.
I mean, cause I haven't seen any comic try to get canceled like he has. Like
Try to.
like I'm saying, like he's like out there like making an effort.
Okay.
Yo, which actually brings another point. It's like, all right, do you think if anybody else made that joke but Chris Rock, would Will Smith have done the same?
I think he saw the bitch in Chris Rock to do it, which may have some points in the you see him as Adam Sandler's bitch, but like I think we kind of know who we could test and who we could try and who we can't. I felt like I don't know. It would have burned him up inside if he had just like ate that shit and kept it pushing. Like let's just. I know you had talked before and you said like The Rock. So let's just say it was The Rock being the host at that time.
Nobody's going to slap Nobody. I don't give a fuck what The Rock said. Right. Bro, The Rock can make any joke about my girl. I'm not going up there to slapping The Rock.
Exactly.
Like, if I have a gun on me, different story. Actually, it depends what kind of gun. Because I feel like an average gun, he could take a shot. He could take a shot to the chest. Like
he could take a 22.
I think so. But you really might need the AR for The Rock.
Nah, I think like I said, if it was The Rock that went up there and made that joke, he would have probably had laughed a little bit and would have been like, babe, like it's nothing. But
I think it would have been a conversation.
You think
I think he would have been if no matter what, Will Smith was gonna react to the joke, right? Because his wife felt offended, right?
Yeah.
I think he would have had a conversation if it was a different person.
Okay.
I think he's smart enough to know who he can and can't hit.
Yeah.
And he saw Chris Rock as like, and obviously Will Smith is a bigger star than Chris Rock, right?
Yeah.
But I think if it was Jay-Z making that joke, right? Or anybody else, even somebody that's physically weaker than Will Smith, I think he would know better. I think, you could kind of like.
You think they had like some history with the previous jokes that were made, or?
It might have. I know. I think it was at the 2016 Oscars. Chris Rock did make some jokes about the Smith family when Jada was trying to boycott it because they weren't like recognizing enough black artists and black actors, and that could have stayed with them. You feel me?
Okay.
And this was like, all right, this is it. Like I'm done hearing you talk about my family. So
I mean, to be honest with you, the joke wasn't even that bad of a joke that warrants a slap. So it really makes you think like what's really happening like behind the scenes, like what's going on in Will Smith's life that pushed him to this point, or what type of conversations is Chris Rock having that pushed him to this point, like it's like to say a joke about her alopecia, which I didn't even know she had.
I don't think nobody. I don't think anybody knew.
Right.
Like we just thought like, all right, she just shaved her head.
Yeah.
Which to me she looked better.
Really, you think so,
bro? I'm not a fan of her.
I like my bitches with hair. That's one thing.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, like I mean, everybody likes their bitches with hair, but
right.
Every now and then you find a woman that could pull off the baldy.
Yeah,
There's not, and that's
the short haircut. The baldy is a stretch, nigga.
She had a baldy.
No, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. Like I could do the short hair, like the short, the short hair I could fuck with, but the baldy, bro, I think that's a stretch.
I'm saying, like Amber Rose.
Yeah,
right.
Palm her shit.
Jada, I thought she looked gorgeous with the baldy.
Okay,
right. So I thought it was a look, right? I didn't know it was an actual disease. I gotta say, a lot of people are fortunate enough to not suffer from this disease, right? But like,
is it a health? Is it a health disease though?
Yo, people are fucking.
What defines health at this point?
Yo, the way people were talking about it, I thought she was like on fucking like life support.
Chemo,
he made fun of her disease.
Yeah.
But it's like, men get clowned for fucking having like receding hairlines every other fucking day, right?
Early balding. Bald. Yeah.
But now we care. Now we care about hair, right? Now that it's a woman getting attacked, right? We care about hair, right? But every other fucking what's the first woman's insult like when she's trying to get to a man, right? Oh, your fucking hairline, right? Yeah. Where's your hairline at?
Or take off the hat, like if he's wearing hats all the time. Yeah.
Stephen A. Smith, right? He actually had like a response video to what the Will Smith situation.
Okay.
And one of the biggest comments, like, or the most liked comments on there was like, "Yo, bro, how are you even talking with the hairline like that? I'm like, yo, do you even see the
Irony
irony
in this,
of like what you're trying to do?
yeah,
Like you're talking shit about a man's hairline, but you're also defending
a
this.
woman's hair.
Yeah, it's like stay consistent. You feel me? Like if you're that pressed about this disease, then just be pressed on it on both sides. You know what I'm saying? Don't just defend women with hair issues. Defend everybody with hair issues.
Absolutely.
Then you're just being a hypocrite, right? You're just.
But I think that's kind of the way that the world is right now. Like I feel like in terms of women, and we see this all the time, which is we're probably going to dive into this later on in this conversation. But when it comes in terms of a woman, like everything is kind of amplified a lot more. The feelings and the emotions around shit is amplified a lot more. Like even with like, think about it, like your girl, like your concerns versus your girl concerns. Your girl's concerns are on a higher level than your shits. It's like when it comes in terms of a nigga or a guy, like anything that happens with a guy is considered a joke, or it's not really deemed that serious.
I mean, that's a good point because a lot of people are I would say mostly women, but some men too, right? They're applauding Will Smith for defending his wife, right?
Absolutely.
Because that's the right thing to do, which I'm not disagreeing with, right?
Right.
But it's like, my man has been getting clowned for 3 years
right.
straight,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like because of her, right? Solely because of her and her situation. We could dive into that a little later, right?
Right.
Not once did I see her try to defend him. I saw her.
Not at all.
I saw her bring Will to her show, which made things even worse for him, right? Where she completely like demasculated him, made him look like a fucking clown,
right?
And like, where was the defense there? Like, how come the same people that are defending Jada weren't there defending Will? You just said it brilliantly, like, because nobody gives a fuck about a man, right?
Nobody. Yeah, it feels like. I don't know, man. Even like recently, somebody had put up a post the other day. Like it has been 48 hours, and she hasn't even supported her man, the guy that went up there and kind of put his career on the line for her. She hasn't even come out publicly and said anything. Like, does it mean anything? I don't know. Like, who knows what's really going on with their conversations? Like who knows what's happening behind the scenes? But to not even like show face and and be supportive of your man publicly, which has kind of been like the narrative since her Red Table Talk or since August Alsina came out. It definitely shows like weird shift between men and women. Like I feel like guys are always expected to go out there and to be the heroes and to protect our women, but who's protecting us or who's being supportive of us? Like and I hate to bring the Bible into this, but the woman is supposed to be a man's backbone. The person to support us, the person to keep us upright. But it's like nowadays, it's like they're being the one that's kind of our downfall. The reasons that we're making the bad decisions. Like he really, in his mind, thought that he was making the best decision by going up there and slapping the shit out of Chris Rock, right? But and he was willing to risk his career for that.
Oh, but I think that's a stretch. He's not risking. Will Smith's like big enough that risking his he'd have to do something so drastic to risk his career. I mean, this is a slight hiccup in his overall career, honestly.
I mean, but do you think about it? Not to say it's gonna fuck up his career overall. I don't think like
Will Smith, man's is getting movies.
Right, he's gonna get movies, but I think what it is, it definitely opens up the table of or the conversations of is it okay for us to have him in there? Like look at the baby situation where like publicly he had to kind of like shy away from being booked for shows. Look, Tory Lane situation where he shot Megan Thee Stallion. He had to shy away from being booked for things because it wasn't okay publicly to have him like on shows, and people couldn't support him publicly. And I think it's going to be the same conversation with Will Smith. Like there's going to be people that say, hey, I think Will Smith would be the perfect person for this. But the conversations are going to be had. Like, is it okay for us to have it in the midst of like this whole thing that's going on right now? Like, look at it. Look at the Oscars. The Oscars are already backing up and kind of defending Chris Rock in this situation. Like they're already supporting him and trying to say that there was a post that came out that said they're pressing charges on him because they had to ask him to leave and he refused to leave. It's like,
which I think is bullshit.
Okay,
I think the Oscars are saving face. I think Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, sat back down,
and chilled,
just like we saw. And the night went on.
Okay,
they asked him to leave, but they gave him an award an hour later. No, they didn't ask him to leave. It was such a shocking moment for everyone that even the people that ran the event didn't know what the fuck to do. Yo, they were probably like scrambling backstage, like, yo, I bet when this shit happened, somebody's like, yo, like, did I miss something? Like, was this part of the script? Like, what day? Like, when did we rehearse this? Like, I missed it. Like, who?
Right. Which makes me think it's fucking scripted, bro. Like, it has never happened where some shit like this has happened at the fucking Grammys. Fortunately, it had to be 2 niggas that fucking did the shit, but like it has never been. It has never happened. The slap looked fake as fuck, but like you're telling me that somebody would just go up there to do it, which I don't know. It seems kind of iffy to me.
Yo, because you saw him when Chris Rock made the initial joke, right? You saw Will Smith laugh, right?
He laughed initially, yeah.
Yo, because all right, it's either you could argue with that. It's like a delayed response,
yeah.
like that, like he was still laughing at the other joke, or the joke that Chris Rock made about his wife didn't really quite register yet.
Yeah.
And then like when it did, he's like, yo, this shit's not funny. I personally think Chris Rock said the joke, Will Smith thought it was funny, and he, just like on camera, you saw Jada roll her eyes, right? And then that's when Will was like, I think Will had a decision to make at that point. He's like, yo, I could continue being like this bitch ass dude that everyone thinks I am, who's fucking pussy whipped and does like nothing to defend his family, or I could finally stand up, and this is the fucking perfect target for me to stand up to because this man is much smaller than me,
a
little older, weaker. Like, this is the guy that I can fucking abuse for rightfully so in the eyes of the public, right? Because like he didn't just go out there and smack him for no reason, which would have made him look fucking insane, right? Like, so he had like the upper hand in that way because like, oh, I'm doing it to defend my wife, right? But I think he thought is like, yo, if I don't do this now, right? Like, what's this ride home gonna be like, right? Is my wife once again gonna lose more respect for me? Is she gonna go and like?
Don't even get me started.
Don't
even get me fucking started on that situation. But I think that, like,
I think that's what he thought.
Bro,
I think,
really, realistically, it's like, what if he didn't go up there and slap his wife, like you just said, right? He just fucking won an Oscar. That's like the pinnacle of most people's lives. Like a lot of actors' lives, like they go up there, they play these roles to eventually be the person that wins an Oscar at the end of it. He wins an Oscar, and like he kind of gets bitched or made fun of like while at the Oscars. If he goes home, it's like he really didn't win shit. Like,
what do you mean, like?
Like, I feel like the conversation with his wife, like the Oscar really meant nothing to him.
But
like,
yo, do you think that's what she would have done?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
this is what women do, bro. They fucking like, if I don't even know how to present this. Like, if
you get worked up,
get fired up here, bro.
Right? Will didn't smack you, man. All right, calm down.
Now, Chris Rock ain't talk shit to me, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like this is what women do, man. Like, they try to make the situation about them. Like, Jada fucking ain't do shit.
But it was about her. The situation was about her.
It was about her, bro. But the Oscar overall was about Will. Like, he was the winner for this shit. Like, he was the winner for that.
But they didn't know it yet. But the moment where it happened was about her. We can't take that away. Like, you can't predict the future. You didn't know that Will was gonna win the Oscar.
No, you didn't know Will was gonna win the Oscar. But the reason why they're there is because he was possibly in a movie, right? Or he was possibly gonna win an Oscar. So obviously, like, I feel like they had to take away she had to take the focus off of him and put it on herself. Now, is it warranted? Is the question. I think that, in my personal opinion, I think the slap was what every man should do.
Really?
But I think it was for the wrong person.
Oh.
I think it was for the wrong person.
We could dive into that. So, but so if that was you in that situation,
yeah,
you would have done the same thing?
I think I would have been forced to. Even if I didn't want to, I would have been forced to.
For that level of a joke, you would have done it.
Like I said, that level of a joke it didn't warrant it, bro. But I feel like any man would be in a situation where like your girl is being bitched or like some niggas like trying to holler at your girl or some shit when you're next to them, it kind of puts you in a position where like you have to defend them, and because after that it's like that will be the breaking point of your relationship. Like she will look at you from that moment on as like a bitch ass nigga.
Once your woman like looks at you as not a protector, that's done. Like,
no, absolutely.
She's cheating.
Yeah,
but she's already cheated. I mean, that's a complicated one. But
bro, for instance, we went to fucking Vegas at one point, right? Mm-hmm. And we've had a situation where someone that we were with try to say something to one of the girls that was walking by at that time.
Yeah.
And there was a big fucking nigga that was there at that time that was the girl's girlfriend, or was the girl's boyfriend. And, you know, he in that moment had to make the decision that, you know, he was on his side, yo. He was gonna step up, even though we agreed with this nigga. We agreed with the opposing team.
Yeah, I was like, yo, our boy that hollered at that man's woman in front of him was fucking wilding.
It was wilding. Yeah,
that's obviously our friend,
right? So
we had to stand by his fucking nonsense, right?
Absolutely.
Like, but yo, I was on the guy's side, yo.
Like, I see why this nigga's mad.
Yo, I don't like. I understand, bro. Like, what you're doing right now. I told him, like, yo, I get it. Like, I get why you're mad. Like, yo, I'm not even upset at you for being upset. But like, yo, we have to stand by this dude because that's our friend and that's who we came here with. But like, yo, and we had a talk with our boy. Like, are you fucking insane?
Absolutely. But think about the position that he's in, bro. Like, yeah, one nigga hollered at him. He didn't know he was with 5 other niggas, but he still had to stand 10 toes for his girl at the end of the day. You know, he's a big fucking nigga, but I'm a big nigga too. So he was gonna get fucked up either way. You know, like,
that was an L.
He was gonna take an L for him at the end of the day. But it would it really have been an L in her eyes? Like, would that have been a?
I don't know if women really think about it like that, bro. Because like I get what you're saying, right? Because like, all right, if you don't speak back, if you don't defend your woman, that's an L, right?
Yeah.
But then if you do it
and get fucked up,
it's still an L. Like,
really?
It's still like,
as her nigga, you're supposed to take on 5 niggas like on your own, bro.
I honestly don't. I don't think women like think like that, bro. They think like their man is supposed to like, yo, you got to take on a fucking army, man, if you need to.
I guess, but
yo, me personally,
yeah.
If I was in that situation, right?
Which one, the Vegas or Will Smith situation?
If I was in Will Smith's seat, right?
Okay.
What I think I would have done, and I'm gonna say what I think because I've done shit to like defend my girl, which for like that was even less than that. And like looking back at it, I'm like, yo, that was fucking stupid of me. Like I could have got like one time, like I was with a girl, right? And we're outside a club, and I thought these dudes were gonna holler at her.
You thought they were?
Like the thought. I mean, I was fucked up, right? So I started blacking on them.
Like saying what? Like what sparked the shit?
I don't know. I just thought
what was your first words to these niggas?
Oh, like what's good? Like
nigga, I know you thinking about my bitch.
No, bro. In my head, so in my head, they already had done it.
Okay.
So I start spazzing, and the dudes are confused.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
Yo, so I'm gonna. That's what I'm gonna say. Like I've done dumb shit in the honor of women.
Okay.
Like, but I think in that situation, in such a professional situation, right?
Yeah.
I would have talked to him backstage.
Right.
And if once I talked to him, he didn't really like reciprocate like the respect that I think, you know, I should get, and to my wife, you're getting hit right there. Right? I'm not gonna but yo, I also get the point of like, yo, sometimes you gotta make like the disrespect just as loud as they disrespected you.
I was just about to say that, bro. Like, you have to talk backstage. He's still a bitch in the world's eyes. Like, he still had the
it's a tough
the situation happened in front of an audience, you know? And it's like, to have a man be a bigger person in that situation, have the conversation with the person like backstage, that squashes the beef between you and them backstage. But in the world's eyes, we saw like the joke being made. You know?
But yo, do you think off that joke would you have like even? Yo, I tell you what, that joke wouldn't have even made it to me if Will Smith never slapped Chris Rock,
bro. I wouldn't have noticed it.
Well, I mean, first of all,
you wouldn't have noticed it, but somebody out there would have spread the shit and say, "Oh, look at how Will Smith fucking allowed another man to talk disrespect his wife."
I think he would have got praised, yo.
You think so?
In reality, yo, I think, and this might be a male and female thing. Most males, that are Will Smith fans do not like Jada.
For the most part, yeah.
Yo, I think most dudes see Jada as like the worst type of woman to be married to, right?
Okay.
You know, obviously that's our assumption. We're probably wrong. I mean, obviously, like they're, you know, we're just talking out of our asses.
Right.
But like, yo, we would never want a woman that would make us feel like she does to Will, right?
Right.
We don't want this face.
No, definitely.
Right? You don't want to.
So that's a face of hurt right there, bro.
Yeah. So
my man's just broken at that point. Like.
So yo, like, so what I'm saying is like, I don't know. I just think that like I said, we don't like her,
Yeah.
right? So I think if he just let the joke go, I think we'd have been like, yo, finally, like he got her back. Like he just
Okay.
like yo, good, all right, like +1 for Will, right?
Right.
Like City Boys up 1, like, but I get but women are like, women are praising Will Smith right now, right?
Right.
The same women that were clowning him for the last 3 years are now praising him.
Because women love simp ass niggas. They love niggas to be the butt of all jokes. And if the nigga's the butt of all jokes, then he's doing his job. What do we have to do, bro? We got to take care of broke bitches, right? We got to put them on. We got to take you, your fucking kid, take you, your 6 kids, matter of fact, and boss y'all up and pay for everything. That's what women want. Like, women want a nigga. They want to feel like a nigga's gonna take care of them at all times, despite whatever the fuck that is going on.
You as a man, like you kind of want that too, right? Yeah, but you don't want a woman that's gonna constantly put you through it.
No, nigga, I think that's the fucked up part. Like, some of the women that agree with the shit that Jada does, I feel like guys are super focused on the shit that Jada does, and I think we're kind of at fault at the way how Will Smith may personally feel, on the other side. I think we as the public has kind of pushed them to this point of slapping somebody, and unfortunately, Chris Rock was at the end of it. Like, I feel like we have dragged this man's name for 3-4 years since the Red Table Talk, right? And we're the reason why it's even a conversation of like the dynamic of the relationship and how he's being treated. So it's like now
I'm guilty of it, yo. I shared the meme.
Yeah,
I mean,
bro, I flooded my fucking timeline with
funny.
memes.
Yo, yeah, yo, you're right, yo. We as like his fans are really the reason that he slapped Chris Rock, yo, because he didn't slap Chris Rock because of that joke.
Not at all.
Yo, as much as people want to say like he's defending this fucking disease and defending his wife, no. Yo, that is years of fucking trauma and humiliation that came out in a fucking like moment. Yo,
he reached his breaking point, and every guy has it. Like, we've had conversations in the past where like, we've been dealing with like so much in our own personal lives that whenever like, our girlfriends have an argument or bring bullshit to us, it kind of sets us off. That was his set off point. Like, there's been so much shit that has been building up in his own life that like that shit right there did it for him. And Chris Rock is just bitchy enough to be the nigga to get slapped.
Yeah. Yo, do you think Will should like face consequences for this, or should just like fuck it?
Realistically, for Will, like, I'm a Will Smith fan. I think it should blow over. However, I think the Academy definitely has a part to play. Like, they have to do their job. They got to do their job.
Like, it's a standard now. Like,
right.
We could just be out here.
We could just be doing shit like this. Like, it can't be. And it's like, it would have been different if they had like fucking Gucci Man up there, and the Gucci Man went up there and slapped somebody. Because it's like, all right, I see this nigga doing some shit like this, but Will Smith, a polished black guy, like, I don't think that's really like what they foresaw. Think about it. The shit's live. Like, this isn't pre-recorded like most other shits are. So it's like being able to have the ability to have something live kind of sets this tone of who's attending that. This is the best of the best. These people are always going to be professional. Now I think it's going to change the dynamic of that.
I mean, so you're pretty much saying like yes and no, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, yo,
I think he has to be. Do I want him to be? No.
What do you think would be a fair consequence? I think they got to take the Oscar back.
That's fine.
No, I think the only real consequence. Yo, I mean, my man's net worth is like $350 million, bro. There's no fine. Like, I think I'm not saying they're gonna do it,
right?
But I think the only reasonable consequence for Will is for them to take the Oscar back. That's the only thing that's gonna teach him a lesson.
Actually, no. I don't think a lesson has to be taught in this situation. This isn't he's not smacking niggas at every Oscar. He's not out here just wild. He's not the baby just like punching people in the face. Like, this is somebody that is kind of at their break.
You don't know. This might be the start. Yo, this might be the start for Will.
I mean,
bro.
He did slap that reporter one time as he was walking by.
Yo, he's a habitual slapper. Yo, like this. Yo, my man's like, you don't know, bro. This might, because from his point of view, he's like, yo, fuck it. Like, anytime someone disrespects me, now,
I'm gonna slap the fuck out of him.
They getting slapped.
But the thing is, real shit though. All jokes aside, I don't think he's like, it warrants his award being taken away. I think he deserves it. Like, imagine you're working so hard at your job. You busted your ass for a year at your job, right? And you're about to get a raise, and you call out the day before they're about to give you a raise. I get
what you're saying, but I don't think the consequence is really for Will. It's for Chris Rock. like somehow or some way, they have to make it up for him.
Chris Rock is not even a fucking thought right now. Nobody gives a fuck about this man. It's almost as if he didn't get slapped. He was just Will Smith. He was just the dummy that Will Smith slapped.
It is kind of funny how like Chris Rock is very irrelevant in this situation.
Irrelevant
it's almost
as fuck,
like,
bro.
You know, like Will Smith smacked someone,
but it's
really
not even if
we don't care.
We don't give a fuck about who he smacked. We just give a fuck on the reason why he smacked somebody, and we're blaming. And Jada's the reason on why that is. It's a conversation between Jada and Will. Like Chris Rock, I don't think they have to make it up to him. I think he's, this is publicity for this nigga, like
that's not publicity.
I think people are gonna want to hear what he has to say. The people are gonna buy his next show.
I mean, his next comedy special,
absolutely
is selling the fuck out.
It's selling the fuck out because they want to hear how he felt after that shit.
I just feel like if I was Chris Rock, I'd be mad at the fucking Oscars more than Will Smith at this point because y'all let this happen. Like there should have been somebody to stop there. There should have been something like, y'all let this happen. Y'all let this. Can we just talk about Will Smith's level of fucking fame for a minute? Like, my man publicly assaulted someone on live TV and got to sit back down with no issues. Cursed on TV, nothing, right? Like, regular people, even regular famous people, cannot do this kind of shit and get away with it. I mean, that's how much he's loved.
And I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't, bro. And as contrary to like popular belief, bro, I think he did it in the most respectful way possible. He slapped the fuck out of him and he walked off and went and sat down. He didn't try to fight. He didn't try to fight him. He didn't curse at him. He didn't do nothing. Well, he did curse at him, but he didn't try to fight him. He didn't make a big scene out of the shit. Like he literally walked up there.
No, I think there was a
slapped the fuck out of him.
Scene. What do you mean? That's a big scene. That's a huge
most
scene.
niggas, hood niggas, like they're going up there pushing a nigga, waiting, talking shit as like they're about to fucking punch him in the face. Like he said, he walked up there, quiet as kept, slapped the fuck out of him, and when he went back to his sleep, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. That's the only words he said to this man during that entire encounter.
That's not a scene to you?
Bro, that's not. I feel like it is a scene.
It's such a scene that we made an episode about.
Bro, it is a scene. Don't get me wrong. But I'm saying like he did it in the
biggest scene in Oscar history.
He did it in the most professional way. And I think like he was not a threat. I work in the fucking and people for people with disabilities, right? And we have these things called physical restraints whenever they're a threat to themselves or other people. One individual that we have, right? He would do shit and go limp. So you can't put him in a protective hold or a physical restraint. He's no longer a threat. At the Oscars, Will Smith was no longer a threat. He did what he did and went limp. He just fell out and just was like, okay, I'm no longer a threat. I'm not going to disrupt the shit anymore, but I had to set the tone. He was my individual for that day. Like, I don't think it was that big of a deal. I think
you're not the one that got smacked,
bro. Like,
if you're the one that got smacked, this is quite a big deal.
Yeah, because you're considered a bitch ass nigga for like getting slapped and not doing shit about it. But think of the position that Chris Rock is in. Like, is he gonna make a scene now out of that? Like, is he gonna like jeopardize his ability?
I don't really think.
I mean, at that time,
I'm just like, if I was Chris Rock, as soon as Will Smith would turn out, I would have like kicked him in the back of his head.
But even then, that's what makes me think this fucking fake. The way how Will Smith slapped the nigga and then walked off. Like, if you nigga, where we're from, you can't slap somebody and then turn your back to them. Like, you're in their face until you realize that they're no longer a threat.
You can do it to someone you know ain't gonna slap you back.
I guess, bro. Like, I guess, like in the off chances.
I mean, bro, he had Chris Rock's heart. Like, he had his whole heart. You feel me? Chris Rock was such a non-threat to him that he turned around with no fear that he would get retaliated on, That's an insane thing. To be that confident that someone's not gonna hit you back is crazy. Like, you gotta know they're a bitch. Like, you fully know. Like, Will Smith fully knew. Like, you're not touching me, bro. Like, I know about you. Like,
bro, I slapped somebody in fucking high school. Slapped the fuck out this nigga in high school, right? And as big as I am, he was probably half the size, half my body weight, a quarter of my body weight, maybe.
You're a bully.
And
this is why you're siding with Will Smith. Like,
and I still
you're part of the
maybe. Nah, I'm not really bully. He just did some fuck shit. And like at the end of the day, it's like I still was able to when I backed away from him, I still made sure like the nigga was not gonna like fucking attack me as I'm walking away. And I slapped him hard enough that it could not be fake. I think that's why I think it stayed. I think he slapped him. Chris Rock seen him coming up there. He didn't brace for impact or none of that shit.
What I think Chris Rock thought was, I thought Chris thought thought that Will Smith's gonna come up there to kind of like play fight him a little bit, like, oh, like come on, man, like you know what I'm saying, like yo, you know what I'm talking about, like one of those like,
or maybe take the mic and talk his own shit or some shit like that. Maybe, maybe,
a little like a back and forth, right? Yo, I think Chris Rock was so stunned. That's why he reacted the way he did, because he's like, yo, there's just no way, like, yo, it's like that, like. Yo, he had to. Yo, you know, like how Kevin Hart like made that joke, like when his dad got kicked in the face, that he had to look at other people for confirmation. Yo, did it? That happened.
That really happened, right? Yeah. I mean, maybe
that's. I think that's how Chris Rock processed it, man.
Do you think this changes comedy?
You know, it's funny. A lot of comedians have been fucking going in
on
Will,
yeah,
and Jada.
Okay.
So, yo, which. I think this puts some fear into comics, because now they're like, yo, is this what's gonna happen in my next show if I offend someone? I think it's possible that this did change like the world of comedy, because now it's like yo, once someone because usually the first person to do something right is like usually the bravest, right? Because most people don't usually know how to react. It's like yo, what do you do, right?
Right.
I've been to a comedy show where the guy did pick on me, right? But it's like you just kind of sit there and take it, because that's what you do, right?
Right.
It was never a thought in my head that like, all right,
I'm gonna go fight this nigga.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now you know it's an actual possibility.
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know, bro. Like some of these comics, they do fucking go in on people, right? And I think they're scared, yo. I think they're trying to get the audience back to the seats. I think they're like trying to bully Will Smith.
They might have security guards now, like on stage, just to make sure that.
Do you think this changed comedy?
I think comics are definitely going to be more wary of like the jokes that they're making. I think it really opens up the conversation of what can be considered funny, you know, and it kind of pushes us towards, once again, that whole conversation of like the world is becoming a little too sensitive, you know. Like I feel we used to make racist jokes all the time. White people made borderline racist jokes. Black people used to talk
borderline. They were on.
Yeah. Well, you know, I try to give them a little leeway.
The thing about comedy, it's like, is anything off limits? Because now,
what is off limits? You know, like
me personally, I don't think anything's off limits. Yo, I think a good comic can make any situation, no matter how sad, no matter how tragic, no matter how offensive, into a good joke, right?
Well, someone told me that just to like reference a couple things, like. Someone had told me that, I guess, like, you know, like how they have the roasts of like, you know, Justin Bieber and the roasts of, you know, certain people. I guess it was a roast of like with Steve-O that involved Steve-O. And I guess one of the women that was roasting at the time made a joke about his friend Ryan Dunn that had passed away in a car accident. And even then, you know, that's your close friend. Imagine like one of your best friends passed away and somebody makes a joke about, you know, them passing away, like their mortality. It's like, you know, it kind of would rub you the wrong way. That warrants a fight, you know. Alopecia, not so much. But talking about my dead friend, that kind of warrants me punch you in the face. But even Steve-O was like that was kind of like a offensive one.
Yo, but here's the thing, right? That's a roast. That's what you're there for, right? That's what you signed up for, right?
Okay.
And just like, yo, I've never personally watched the Oscars, but I have watched a lot of like shows like that. You feel me? That comes with the territory.
Okay.
I watched the MTV Awards. I watched the BET Awards. They always usually get a comic
to
host it, right? And they always do that in the intro. They go across the fucking stage. Usually people in the audience, you know, front row, and they do that. That comes with it, right? Yo, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are a hot topic all the fucking time nowadays, right? So, yo, if you're in the fucking front row, at a place where this always takes place. Like this wasn't the first year that a comic picked on the people in the front row, right? This wasn't like a fucking whoa, like where did this come from? Like this happens at every award show. It happens every fucking year. It's gonna happen next year. They're gonna make a joke about this next year. I guarantee you that.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Whoever is hosting the fucking,
they're gonna reference this shit.
Yeah. It's impossible not to, right?
Right.
So yo, why are you shocked? Right?
I think there should be a line drawn, but I don't know what that line is. Like I think there should be a line drawn, but I think what it will do is kind of ruin comedy where we're at right now. You know, we can't have homosexuality jokes. We can't have jokes about color. We can't even talk about the big C these days. Like we can't
joke about hair.
We can't do anything.
Nothing,
you know,
just close it down then, yo.
We can't joke about women. We can't do anything.
Let's just close comedy, yo.
Absolutely. But the thing is like that's where we're at. Like you know
what?
Everyone has to be offended by something.
Yo, so you're wrong.
Okay.
We can't joke about things that involve everything but men. All jokes on men are acceptable still.
Men or gay men?
Straight. I'm sorry. I'll specify. Straight men.
Okay.
All jokes regarding straight men are acceptable, no matter how offensive.
You can see that,
right? You can't joke about women in certain ways. You obviously cannot joke about gay people, trans people, queer people. You can't joke about sickness or anything offensive, right? But you can joke about straight men, and nobody gives a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, are we like the least sensitive people? Like, are we the best at taking jokes? No, right? We just understand how fucking like the world works, right? Yeah. If I'm doing some fucking fuck shit, and I go to a comedy, not a comedy show or a fucking Oscars or some type of fucking thing where there's an audience, and I'm in the fucking front row, and I did some fuck shit the week before, I fucking know what I'm walking into. I know that if that comic is up on shit, they're gonna reference whatever fuck shit I did the week before, right?
Absolutely.
And I gotta eat it. I gotta laugh it off, because one thing about it, right? When people see you fucking break, it doesn't help your cause, right? When people see that you're breaking, they go harder.
Absolutely.
So what happens now, right? Now that Will Smith defended his honor, he proved to the world he's not a bitch. Do you think life's gonna get easier for him on social media?
No, I don't think life is gonna get easier for him. I definitely think it just opens up different conversations, but I don't think it get easier for him.
Exactly. Like, so I really don't think like.
Right.
I think he won some favor amongst women, a couple men, but I don't think like his narrative really changed. I feel like I think people are gonna still stick with the narrative that he's just defending the wrong woman, right? He's defending a woman that like cheated on him or did not cheat. I know they had an open marriage,
right?
But I don't think his life like after this is gonna like get the results that he may have wanted, to the audience, right?
I mean, at one point, think about the way how like. The world viewed their relationship. At one point, they were like fucking like the ideal relationship. Everybody wanted, everybody wanted to aspire to be them, and then it's like on a flip turn, just one situation kind of just really opened up how their relationship or the possibilities of like what their relationship could be like, and it's like it really showed us that like is there hope? Is there a hope for true love?
If they can't make it. No, so I do think they have true love.
Okay.
So
no, I think Will has true love.
I'll go into that. But the thing is like, people. So I made a joke when this first happened on the day, right?
Okay.
Which I got fucking attacked by Will's fans. I mean, it's crazy how hard people go for celebrities. Like, I mean, we're talking about it because this is what we do.
Yeah.
This is what we're in the business of. But at the end of the day, bro, I don't really give a fuck. Like,
quite honestly, they don't even know we exist.
Exactly.
All right.
But it's crazy how hard people, because I had posted a status like, like, where was this energy with August Alsina? And like, I got attacked in the comments by a couple people, right? And it's like, damn, like, I don't even really mean this shit. Like, I thought it was some clever shit to say, right? Because then people are like, well, it's a different situation. Like, why would he attack August? You know what I'm saying? They had an open relationship. It's like, first of all right, maybe they did have an open marriage, right? An open relationship, or she was, she was broken up with Will at the time that she was with August Alsina, right? But here's the thing, right? The level of disrespect that August Alsina did was so much more fucking worse than what Chris Rock did with a fucking
Absolutely.
So I hate that people are trying to fucking defend August Alsina in this situation and try to shit on Chris Rock for a fucking mild hair joke.
This man hung out with you, shook your hand, you knew who he was, and then was fucking your wife like on the low, bro.
Even worse. He was your son's friend.
Yeah, exactly. Like, right? And fucking first of all, the position that he put Jaden in, like, is that really your friend? Like, is that really somebody that you you would consider a friend? Like, yeah, I'm your boy, but I'm fucking your mom, and I'm kind of possibly jeopardizing your parents' relationship. And then on top of that, to kind of put the cherry on top, I'm gonna use me fucking your mom and jeopardizing your parents' relationship as a way to promote my new album,
which became irrelevant right after.
Absolutely.
Because it's like, all right. I mean, I don't truly know because I don't really keep up with the Smiths like that. Right? All right, say they do have an open marriage, right? Or they were broken up, whatever, right? Here's the thing, right? Who has Will Smith fucked while they're in an open marriage? Who has Will Smith fucked while they were broken up?
Lord the fuck knows.
You have people have assumptions, right? They have assumption that the blonde chick he did the movie Focus with, right? Whatever. But none of the women that Will supposedly has had an open relationship with have done what August Alsina did, right? So that's the level of disrespect that bothers me about him in that situation. They may have been broken up, they may have been an open marriage, but Will Smith kept his bitches in fucking check, right? But then you have this fucking young dude, right, that she picked in the most disgusting way because that's your fucking son's friend.
Yeah.
There was men your age out there.
There was men outside as a place of healing.
Right. There was men outside of that fucking circle that you could have had an open marriage with, and I'm sure you did, right? But if you're gonna do that shit, you're selective, right? You don't fucking pick a kid that was sick at the time too. It's almost kind of like she was a predator in that situation, right?
She preyed
and then
on
he comes back and then try to use y'all relationship as a way to fucking like sell albums, like
absolutely. Think about it from a guy's point of view. Like, what if a guy did the same thing? Like, what if Will Smith went and fuck Willow Smith's friend and preyed on her and preyed on her illness? Exactly.
As much as Will Smith is loved, that would have got him canceled. I think that's another reason why we kind of like focus on them so much, because Will Smith, for whatever reason, he is a very loved celebrity. There's celebrities that are loved, but he is like, he's just like a genuine guy. You feel me? People,
I mean, partially because like we grew up watching like his show. Like we watched the show. We kind of some of us, especially me, like I kind of emulated myself through him, or however, vice versa, however you want to word it. Because like some of the same struggles I had growing up, he had growing up. And he was kind of like America's kid, America's favorite kid at that point.
He was like kind of like the perfect man.
Yeah. And then grew on and then became like a movie star.
We as a society are very protective of Will Smith, right?
Yeah.
And we see this woman that he's married to as like the problem. Like we feel like it's like she
see her as the problem. She is the problem.
Very true.
She is the problem.
So back to the true love thing, right? Because I feel like they do have true love. Do you think it's actually healthy for someone to love another person unconditionally? Because I think that's what Will Smith has for Jada. He loves her unconditionally.
Which brings me to the point where I don't think they have true love. I think Will truly loves Jada. I don't think Jada truly loves Will, bro. I don't think they share true love. I think he has true love for her. Like, look at the face. Turn behind you. Look at that man's face.
I can't
bro.
look at it.
Look at his face.
I even feel bad for doing it.
Exactly.
I feel
that's
bad.
not the face of somebody that is okay with the conversation that's being had. That's not somebody that's okay with like you fucking my son's best friend. That's somebody that's okay with like with the open relationship and with the place where this thing is turning. Like he's literally in fucking pain, and it's what most guys have to do. Like when we're in pain, what do we have to do? Fucking smile through it and be supportive of our girls. Like. We can't be, there's no point in time where we can be weak, we can be vulnerable. Like, there's no point in times where we can say, okay, like, I'm having a bad day. Why? Because your girl's bad day trumps it. You could fucking crash your car and went bankrupt, but Susie cussing your bitch out at the job takes triumph over whatever the fuck type of day you were having, So I think, like, that brings me to the point of, like, I don't really think that, like, she really loved him. I think that whatever the situation, and I'm not even part of that situation, so I don't want to speculate too much, but I don't think that the love that she shared for him was the same love that he shared for her. I definitely think he loved her a lot more.
It seems like this comes up as a run-on joke, but it seems like she was like so in love with Tupac that like she kind of settled for him. Like, you know what I'm saying?
At what point, bro? Look at the way how everything ends. Like, literally, almost every headline that revolves her is at his sacrifice. Like, it's never to big him up. It's never really to be supportive of him. Now, once again, who knows what's happening behind the scenes? Some things may be happening that don't really make headlines, but the major headlines is pretty much her being either one, disrespectful to him, or her making him look like a fool. Like, nobody really thought Will Smith was like some bitch that had shit bottled up, but now the world is really questioning on like
finally, and I think me personally, like I said, I don't agree with the way he did it. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he should have done it like more of a one-on-one situation. Because then it would just been like just the right way to go about it in that platform that he was on, right?
Okay.
But shit, I just that fucking.
Oh, but I don't know. I feel like I think he did it in the best way that he kind of just let it out. You know, like it was a one
that's
place
what I
of
was like,
vulnerability.
I feel like we finally saw him break character.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people are so fucking upset with him.
He's human.
Yo,
because
that's
he became human.
we saw a fucking like angel fall. You feel me? Because it's like, damn, like this guy, like he goes through shit too. Like he can like come out and like do some shit that I would do.
Right.
Like I thought he was perfect.
Yeah.
Yo, because even before when the Jada and August Alsina shit came out, right? He didn't really break character.
Not too much. I mean, he broke character when we saw him cry. When I saw him cry for the first time, like on that shit.
But it was like it was
it
almost mild. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like he still had control of the situation. But with this Chris Rock situation, it's like, oh, like this guy's fucking lost it. Like wait, like, did he really do this shit?
Honestly, quite frankly, even with this situation, I don't think he broke character, bro. Like
I think he did.
I think he really held his composure. I think he
literally did it.
He went up there, he slapped the fuck out to this nigga and went back and sat down and continued being Will Smith that everyone loved.
The moment you hit someone, you lose your composure.
Sometimes you just gotta check niggas, bro. Like,
that's losing your composure.
Not really. Like I feel like there's a level of losing your composure where like you completely black. Like if this nigga had black, like went up there wilding out, disrupted the whole show, yeah. But he went up there, slapped the fuck out of him, went back, sat down, enjoyed the show, took the Oscar like a fucking champ, cried on stage like he fucking does, and then like went back and partied that night. Like he didn't break character. Like
dude, that's like throwing salt in the fucking wound though to Chris Rock though. Like you're like, damn, bro, he was really getting jiggy with it at the after concert.
Absolutely, you know, like I don't think he really broke character. I think like he just had to, you know, assert his dominance in that sense. It's like, you know, we make jokes about like some of our friends that may be like super assertive or like an asshole and shit like that. But I think like at that point in time, it's just like he was just brought to a place where like he just had to really like show niggas like who he is, like, and unfortunately, like you know, he picked on Chris Rock in this situation. But I think that
to me, he broke character. I think we saw like his emotions all come out.
Right.
Like he wasn't cool, calm, collective. I feel like you saw a real person, yo. You saw a real person out there.
Human,
you didn't see a fucking celebrity. You didn't see like the Will Smith that we all think we know. We saw a fucking man break the character, which I'm not saying is wrong. And I'm not saying like that's not what regular people do, right? But I think that's why so many people are upset with them because they're like, yo, like this isn't who I think I know, right? Yo, because some people are like too upset about like what Will Smith did, right? They're like, yo, he should be going to fucking prison.
Right.
Like, all right, man, like, okay, like I mean, he smacked him, like the guy didn't like stab him in the fucking face, right? Like I said, we're talking about it because this is what we do. But like personally, like I don't give a fuck so much.
Right.
But some people, yo,
I'm not gonna lie, I give a fuck because the memes are hilarious.
No, in that sense, but yo, like, are you that upset about it?
Not really.
Yo, like some people are going so fucking hard for the situation. It's like, damn, like, do you know him? Like y'all hang out.
Yeah, that's
yo,
your boy?
like, yo, it's crazy. Yo, some people treat like these fucking celebrities like they're real fucking gods. Yo,
that's really some type of disorder or some shit. They have a name for it. I forgot what it's called, but like where
I told you, like, I got like attacked by Will Smith fan on a fucking post I didn't even mean.
Bro, I don't think he broke character to the point. Like, if the whole shit with Jada didn't happen with him, I would have been like, okay, what the fuck is going on with Will Smith? But like, I think we've seen him broken down so many times. Or personally for me, I've seen him broken down so many times that like, it's like, all right, at this point, it's not too far out of character. Like, you know, I feel like this is a man that has been torn down by somebody that's supposed to be in your corner. Somebody that's supposed to be
by her.
Somebody that's supposed to be on your side, Team Will to the fullest, has like torn you down. It came out. Not only did she publicly admit to having sex with her friend, her son's friend, right? She puts him on the show and then talk shit about and make the situation smaller than what it is by calling it a fucking entanglement.
Yeah, that hurt.
Then come back out after with another fucking show. And then talk about the sex life and her not being fucking pleased in her sex life. It's like, at what point? Like, how much can a nigga take? Like,
that's what I'm saying. He finally broke character.
How much? But I think his character was broken prior to the fucking slap.
But like but now we finally saw it break.
I think this is Will, bro. I saw Will from. I saw the real Will from the top, from that picture right there. That's the real fucking Will. Like
a sad
bro,
man.
The look in this turn around and look at this man's face, bro. That's a face of somebody that is broken. Like at that point, Will Smith as we knew it was gone. Like, in my eyes, the Will Smith as I knew
Will
it,
Smith that we know,
the Will Smith that I knew was fucking gone. Like, I think like that Will right there has become the Will I've seen today.
You know what kind of pissed me off too, yo, is after shit happened that Jaden Smith tweeted like, yo,
this is what we do it. Yeah.
Like,
who the fuck are you?
Shut the fuck. You're not even relevant in this
but
situation.
You know what he did?
You're really fucking part of the problem because you brought August Alsina around your fuck. Yo, you tore the family down, man.
Yo, despite that, bro, he's done fucking more than Jada. He supported his father in that situation.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yo, you know what? That's a good one.
What the fuck has Jada done? What has she done?
She probably fucked Will like she used to fuck Pac that night.
She probably imagined Pac that night. I mean, we saw the tweets like, thank you for slapping this nigga, but Pac would have shot him. Like, it's like,
no, the tweets have been top tier.
Yeah, top fucking tier, bro. Like,
all right, yo, let me ask you this, yo. Do you think Chris Rock should sue?
No, I think I think anything that fucking Chris Rock does at this point,
there's no winning.
No, I think it's gonna bring him into the limelight more as a bitch ass nigga. I think like
he needs to just play it cool.
Just play it cool. Keep it pushing. Don't say nothing. Kind of take this shit on the chin.
Yo, cause one of my boys is telling me, yo, he needs to sue. But I'm like, yo, bro, if you sue, it's gonna make it worse. Cause it's like, yo, Will Smith, no matter how much money you sue Will Smith for, like he's gonna be okay, right? Like, say you get $5 million, whatever, right? Like, it ain't breaking his pocket. Yo, he's gonna be like, damn, smacked you, won an Oscar, and all it cost me is a couple mil. Bro, book me a movie. Book me a movie right now. Like, I'll make this shit up 3 times.
I'll donate the rest of this money to this thing.
Bro, matter of fact, I'm gonna give you double. Like,
nah, I saw Jim Carrey came up with like a whole a response to the whole shit, and like I guess one of these news things.
Yeah, I saw that one.
And he was pretty much saying the same thing, that he was pretty much disgusted at the actions that Will did, and like how Chris Rock should sue him for like 200 million. 200 fucking million now. That's
a little different.
That's a different conversation.
But you're not winning that. You're not winning 200 million.
But even then, it's like, does it warrant him suing him? I think, let everybody else speculate for Chris Rock. I think if I was Chris Rock, I'll let everybody else speculate for me. No one's talking shit about me. No one's really making fun of me. Like, yeah, the slap is a meme, but I'm a meme and a slap, or whatever, but the meme isn't really about me primarily. The meme is just like, the interaction that happened. I think right now he just plays it cool until his next show. Keep it quiet, build up the suspense, and then sell those fucking tickets for your next shows. Like,
all right,
sell those fucking tickets and make a killing out of it.
All right, last question before we wrap this topic.
Okay.
So this Oscars was actually like directed, or like, pretty much produced by Will Packer, which is I think it's like the first black man to ever take charge of the Oscars, right? Yo, do you think this was a bad look for like the black community?
It's a great question. I think it tarnished it a bit.
You do?
A bit.
Yo, so I'm asking you that because this isn't even my question. I have seen this question like through Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And my response to it is like, why the fuck do we give a fuck what white people think, right? Yo, a lot of people were on like, oh,
that's
like
great fucking outlook.
Yo, because a lot of people are like, oh, like not we look like fucking assholes in front of white people.
Monkeys,
like, no, they're not gonna have us back or something. It's like, who gives a fuck what they think? Yo, why are we so pressed on what fucking white people think?
I don't know, man.
Like, they're like, it's like they're not our fucking masters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think deep down, most black people, including myself, kind of just want to be accepted and seen as equal. And it's like, now we kind of put our situation we're put in a situation where on a greater scale where we kind of took a step back, So
you really think it was a step back?
I don't think it was a step back in the sense. I don't think it was a step back, but I can see how white people in power can see it as a step back. They already look down at us as a race and think that we are fucking unmanageable and uncontrollable. And I think that was an example for us to kind of like show them, in a sense, kind of in their favor. Yeah, kind of prove their point. But overall, like, I think that conversations will be had. Like, should we have a black host? Should we have Chris Rock back up here? Should Will Smith be invited to the next Oscars? Like, I think those conversations are going to be had. Which, should it really be? Like, should it really be like that? I think anyone that warrants it should take the stage, and anyone that warrants it should be invited. However, I think those conversations are going to be a little bit different now.
So you think like future black actors and actresses might be affected by this, or hosts?
I hope they're not affected in the sense that they don't really get recognition that they deserve. But I think that the host
Possibility.
definitely will.
The host?
Yeah, host will definitely will. I hope that it doesn't trickle down to the actors where somebody doesn't get nominated because they're black and somebody doesn't get invited because they're black. But like, I think that I think the host, I think we're gonna see a white host next year.
I tell you what, I think so. The way the Oscars can make this up to Chris Rock,
just having him again,
have him as the actual host, because this year's host was
have him win the Oscar.
Well, no, it was Wanda Sykes and what the fuck's her name? This other comic. But I think the way the Oscars make this up to Chris Rock, because unfortunately they did let this happen, right? There's no security, there's nothing to stop him, and they let Will fucking stay there. I don't think they kicked him out or asked him to leave, how they said it did. I think the only way the Oscars make this up to Chris Rock is by letting him host next year and let him have free range.
It's a possibility of him getting slapped again.
I think they'll do, I tell you what, I think if Chris Rock does host next year, I think there'll be a play on it. Like, I think they'll have somebody come up there. I'll tell you what, here's how they fucking really do it, all right? Let Chris Rock host the fucking Oscars last year and fucking make Will Smith come out there and apologize publicly to everyone.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
That's my thoughts.
That's not gonna happen.
I think Will Smith's the kind of guy that would agree to it.
He would agree to it because we love Will Smith. Will Smith is such a wholesome man, but like, I don't think that's gonna happen. I think what they're gonna do, they probably have, if anything, I don't think they're gonna have another white host, and if they do, it probably will. Another black host, and if they do, it will be Chris Rock.
I think it has. This is the only way that they could actually make it to Chris Rock is by letting him host. That's the only way I see it, right? But they fucked up, I think the Oscars fucked up.
Right.
Like, this shouldn't have happened. I mean, not that it's like, because if you had to like put money on who the fuck was gonna come out there and slap somebody, Will Smith wasn't gonna. Was be
not
the guy.
it, bro.
Right, like
Will Smith was not it.
I would have picked Denzel or Samuel Jackson to fucking win, to go and slap somebody before.
Denzel would have slapped somebody. Really?
I would see Denzel.
I don't know.
Denzel's a G. Who'd have fucking punched somebody?
I don't see it, bro.
And first of all, big shout out to Samuel L. Jackson for actually winning his first Oscar. Like,
first?
Yeah.
Out of all the movies he's been in?
All the fucking movies he did, finally won one.
Oh, congrats.
And was presented to him by Denzel.
Congrats.
I was, we talked about this in one of our previous episodes.
Yeah.
Like, that's my guy. Like, Sam Jackson's like, is a fucking Avenger, man. Like, that's my dude. And Denzel, I just watched Training Day the other day.
Right.
So, that's my dude. But I think we kind of
did it. I think we
gave our 2 cents, 5. We gave a couple dollars worth of thoughts on this Will Smith situation. I mean, I'm still a fan. I really hope.
I don't think it changes.
As much as like we do joke around about this guy and he's come up on our podcast a couple times, like I really do wish him the best.
I hope he fucking breaks up with Jada. I hope that before 2022 is over, Will Smith, if you ever see this shit, please end the relationship. Yes, please move on, man. Like, it's time.
It's time. Your kids are grown.
It's time, bro.
All right. Well, please let us know what y'all think in the comments. I mean, whether y'all agree with us, disagree, or if y'all got your own thoughts on like what should happen or what was right or wrong, drop in the comments. As always, like, subscribe, keep tuning in. Thank you.
I go for the win. 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 I go for the win.